What's going on, y'all? It's Jay Small Reviews here, back at it again with another video. Another quick predictions, man, doing the Blood, Sweat, and Tears 7 predictions for RBE coming up this weekend. Dope card, their rookies and vet style card. Some of these talents, especially towards the bottom of the card, I'm not really that familiar with, so I won't be able to expand the way I would like to. I know a few of us are like, really, this is our first introduction to a lot of people of the bricks. There's definitely a few of them more than a few of them that I know of. J Slash, J Jeans, Zay, Caution, Remedy Loco, Pain. Pain is fire too, extremely underrated. So I'm just going to give my quick thoughts, man, the predictions on some of the bigger battles of this card. Without further ado, let's just get right into the predictions. For the first two battles, Dylon 5 times versus Blade Montana, not extremely familiar, as well as a Sniper versus GE's LaFleur. So if I get to peep that, definitely going to be able to have a better way to gauge their talent. But from the top up, I'm seeing more of what they, you could tell by the name across that these are kind of the battles that are those rookie and vets types plates. And first is Craig Lamar versus J Slash. Dope matchup. I think Slash is fire, definitely underrated what he's been doing on the local circuits. And when it comes to Craig, we all know that Craig has a big ceiling, extremely unorthodox talent, but choking has always gotten in the way. In a battle like this, I don't know where the motivation will be. I could easily see this just chalking up to another Craig session of Craig choking. And I think that Slash could be one of these low-key talents that even for the bricks that have been promoted, I don't think they promoted him as much. Very witty man, fan of him. And I got Slash taking that one 2-1. Right after that, you get into J Murda versus J Jeans. J Jeans first introduced to him when he was on the Spaces. Got very accustomed to that, and obviously he's done a lot of great work over there at iBattle and on some other local circuits. Definitely a good talent versus J Murda. Problem is, I think J Murda is consistent and very polished at this point in his career. Him and Chef Trez had a very, very dope battle earlier in the year, and I think that obviously being on RBE, he's one of their regulars, but not necessarily one of their top front talents. So in terms of getting top tiers, it's definitely died down over the days of, him battling Daylight, him battling JC, which he did really good versus JC. Some people thought he got robbed. I don't know if I agree with that, but it was definitely a competitive battle. And J Jeans is obviously up and coming and hungry, but J Murda has a very aggressive, unique style, a little bit of comedy mixed in with a bunch of aggressive street shit. And I think that could drown out more of, that pen-heavy, just, style that Jeans has. Writing a lot of good shit, but not really separating in terms of any crazy performance or anything like that. I have faith in him as an upside as a talent, but like I said, I think Murda's a little bit too polished. I think he's going to get him in that one. And that brings us into the Big Cannon battle. Big Cannon versus Pain. Big fan of Pain and what he does. Real street talk, gritty stuff. One of the talents that I like the most coming out of this brick class. And obviously we know what Big Cannon brings to the table. Pen heavy, super freestyle heavy type of guy. One of the original Writer's Blocks members. So definitely be a cool one to see. Obviously in the last few years we haven't seen as much Cannon as we'd like. I remember when I came into battle rap, he had Guerrilla Warfare. And even though there was always the stigma that Cannon couldn't do it in his big opportunities, which there is some truth to, I've always thought Cannon was underrated and very talented. It's one of the biggest URL reactions ever on a gnome. But here, it's really a style clash when you think about the shit that Pain talks, and his style, more of a talking style compared to Cannon, who's obviously a pen-heavy guy. A lot of this comes down to motivation. That's why I have a lot of faith in the bricks, man, because I can see Pain bringing his best shit, having his first opportunity that, on this type of stage versus a name that people are going to, recognize for the most part. And I just don't know where the motivation is on the other side. I could see it being close, though, because Cannon has always been one for consistency. It's a hard one to call for me, but I'm going to go with the edge to Pain just because I like the shit he talks, and I think down at a high level it can kind of wash out more of a pen-heavy style. So I actually got Pain 2-1 in that battle over Big Cannon. And that gets us into, the top half of the card. First battle I want to talk about is Swave versus Zay. We're going to skip over Show Off for a second because it's something special for him, but this is one I like. Shout out to Zay coming out of Charlotte, man. I've been definitely tapped in with his work. The little flip he had, not the Harlem Hospital giving beds out. We give out metal tables, that whole bar. I've definitely been tapped in with his highlights, man. Always been putting on good work in the local leagues, and has always been more polished than his comp down there. You can definitely tell that just in terms of showmanship. He's there in the performative and delivery aspect. And then obviously, me even knowing a couple quotables by him without any super, main stage super performances. I believe he battled a Show Off, but outside of that, without any other real comp on the resume, he's definitely made an impact on me as a talent. Swave, we know how Swave gets down. OG. considered one of the best gatekeepers of all time. But in recent years, he's definitely trended downwards. Obviously, his most recent showing versus Anderson Burris was garbage. I expect him to be better here versus Zay. I do expect him to be more applied, but I think that, like I said, Zay is a showman. I'm not really sure what the size of the room is going to be, but even in the smaller room, I think that showmanship still helps in the smaller room. I think being a good performer really helps with 50 people. It can be magnified and show difference when there's thousands or hundreds of people. But I think even in this setting, you're going to see a guy that's comfortable, comedic. I just think that there's a little bit of star power, right there with Zay. I don't know if they'll be able to book it right and get him where he needs to be, but another one where I'm going to have to side with the bricks, man. I got Zay 2-1 over Swave. I just don't know, maybe that sounds crazy. I don't know if Swave got it no more, but this battle will be a great one to show it. And I'm expecting Zay to take the W. And then we get into Show Off, who's actually battling two people. Same night, he's battling Jay Breed. He's battling Ish Mula, I believe he said. So that's 6 rounds in a night. Obviously, I think Jay Breed's cool. I don't really Ish Mula. Ish Mula's been around here for a minute, man. I've never really been sold on Ish Mula, but I think Jay Breed is better of the two ops. Technically, a lot of these guys don't end up technically being new. They're really on the local circuits for a while. But I think Jay Breed is cool, man. Writes some good little shit. Not necessarily the most unique battle rapper, but a solid battle rapper at that, if you're tapped into that. And with Show Off, it's a funny guy, man. There's been parts of his career where he has things like the math battle where he looks like he could really be great, possibly top tier. And then he's got Pulverized. I really don't know what to do. The way he books himself, he's just a very, very strange talent. But there's no question that he is talent. This could blow up in his face. He can end up choking and losing both battles. But something's telling me that to book something like this, your mind's probably driven to it. And I do think his upside is higher than both these guys. He's clearly more proven. So while, it's easy to give Show Off a lot of shit for some of the cringier bars, singing in his battles, some of those things, he is talented. Like I said, the Arse battle is another example. But definitely the Math Hoffa battle, even the Big K battle, he was decent in. He's definitely battle tested, and I think that he can level up on both these guys. And to take this, I think his memory will be there. Just because, one, he's never been too much of one to choke, really have inconsistencies at all. And then on top of that, to do this, your mind has to be in it. You really, I don't feel like you would just do it to do it. He really wants to accomplish something with this. I actually got Show Off taking both of these battles. I got him really beating Ishmula super duper clear. Jay, I believe, will be closer, more of a 2-1. But I actually have Show Off doing, what some consider the unthinkable and winning both these 3-round battles in one night. And that leaves just 2 battles on the card. Bonnie Godiva versus Caution. A little bit interesting about this is that it is going to be on the same weekend. I believe we got Chrome 23 this weekend too, so they got a battle the day after in the tournament versus their respected opponents. I would hope that they would do good. I don't know how the ladies are going to do on back-to-back prep. I'm saying? Anyone on a battle back-to-back days, but especially, these two don't exactly, Caution being a newer talent and Bonnie kind of having her issues with choking. You don't really see them battling back-to-back days like that very often, so this is a battle that, if it wasn't for that, I would think would be one of the better battles on the card. I really like what Caution's doing over there. I think that she's the premier female talent coming out of the bricks, and that's represented, just in the way that this is booked. And Bonnie, I'll always mention it. She had a ghostwriter, not gangster, not a fan of that, never will be a fan of that, but her work rate has, been producing lately. Her Robin Rhymes battle was good. She did good in the Straight To It series. She really, outside of the 2-on-2 where she teamed up to J2, in terms of one-on-one battles, I don't really remember the last time Bonnie lost like that, so it's not always against the best comp. I think Caution will be some of the better comp that she's had of recently, but I will say that it's such a possible to judge. I've seen a little bit of Caution, and I do like her style, but I can't really tell you in terms of memory 100% in a situation like this, back-to-back, that she'll be prepped. Got to go towards the vet. I'm going to edge Bonnie. Hasn't lost in a minute. I think that she does have that edge. It kind of pains me to do a little bit for the reasons I mentioned earlier, but same thing with the tournament, man. I can't deny what my eyes have been seeing, even if I'm not the biggest fan of it. Her work rate's been there. The little Rico bar she had versus Robin. The pen's definitely been working. So, yeah, I have Bonnie taking this one 2-1. If Caution surprises me, that would be great. I think she has a lot of potential, and this would be kind of a shocker win for me and would even elevate more. Then plus the tourney, I think this is a great opportunity for her to really jump off in her career. But with that being said, in a situation like this where it's a real toss-up, maybe I don't even know all the parts of it, I'm going to have to go with Bonnie, go with the vet side of it when it comes to a rookies versus vets type of battle like this, which leads us into our main event. Reed Dollars versus Remedy Loco. Humongous Reed fan here. Love what Reed's really been doing on RBE. He did lose to A-Ward, but I thought his first 2 rounds versus Ward were really good. I know he recycled in the third, so I definitely can't be having that, but I thought his first 2 rounds were very good, although he lost. Beat Ill Will, in my opinion. In the first 2 rounds, thought that he was very, very good. That obviously is the crown jewel of his battles this year so far. And then you get into things like, the Big K battle, which was a disaster, booked late when they ran like 4 straight 2-hits. Definitely can't condone, that lack of quality. But for a legend that, had at one point inconsistencies very much so in the red, I think Reed's brought it more to both sides, and really all this comes down to is motivation for me. While I think Remedy Loco's unorthodox, definitely pretty good. I think he says some clever stuff. He's extremely animated. It can get a little bit overboard sometimes, and while it's worked, smaller rooms versus a Gwitty, even beat Excel. Reed is a different level. This is a top tier. If Reed comes prepared and like he wants to give great material or even good material, I got him winning this clear. I think he's just way better than Remedy Loco. Respect to Remedy, I think he even has upside and maybe can, become a more formidable comp, but I don't think that unorthodox is just going to work against Reed. But if Reed comes on bullshit time, if he treats this like he did like the clean battle and some other battles that he's done, where it's just and he's choking, he's even choked in battles that he was prepared, that he liked. So to come into a battle like this, that I don't know how motivated he could be for Remedy Loco, it's very scary. So it could definitely be a toss-up purely off the fact that I'm not that confident in Reed coming here, being prepared and winning. But with that being said, I do think his skill gap just at the moment is way higher. The way he raps is incredible. One of one with his cadences and his content and street talk. Even if he just does legacy talk, I think that could even win the battle. So I got Reed 2-1, but a big question mark on if he's going to come prepared. And that will be it for the Blood, Sweat, and Tears 7 predictions, man. This is my last fucking prediction video for, I'm finally going to have a recap video. We're going to have so much more that we can do with that stuff coming up this weekend, because I obviously had to predict, I think, like 5 of my last 7 videos are prediction videos. But I had to show some love to RBE, what they're doing with their bricks over there. Definitely think it'll be a cool card. I'll be tuned in for it. I'll be tuned in all battle rap this weekend. Chrome 23 tournament is the one that I'm really, really looking for. But overall, what do you guys think of the card? Who do you think is going to be the standout brick? Or do you think the vets are just going to give me a clean sweep? Give me your thoughts down in the comment section below. Also want to give a shout out to Justin Hunt for his BET Top 50 Greatest Battle Rappers of All Time list. Thought you did great with that, brother. I thought he got about 45 to 47 of the names correct. I actually think Reed, who's on this card, really should have made that list. Thought that was the only male snub that was obvious, and including females, I would say Heart and Hustle definitely deserve that. So those are the 3 names that big time I really think should have been included. But you guys can even let me know in the comments what you think of the BET Top 50 Greatest list. I've done a lot of different stuff. Champion Gold Executive Suite. Shout out to Jay Black and the rest of my executives. That'll be coming out on YouTube. So if you want my thoughts on the top 50 greatest of all time list, a bunch of places that's going to be the spaces reposted. I did a lot of talking on that. And I'm thinking about doing a video for my top 10 greatest battle rappers of all times list. Greatest battle rappers of all times list, ranked, my list. If you guys want to see that, let me know. It'll definitely be an extensive video. Take me a week, maybe a little bit more to put out, but would love to give my input if you guys want to see how I rank, the greats of all time. But yeah, shout out RBE, man. Shout out all the stuff that's going on in battle rap. And, it's been J Smo Reviews again, y'all. I'm going to catch you on the next one. Peace.